I just disabled other applications for taking control of my microphone, so maybe do I sound all right? If I'm actually quiet right now, that'd be perfect because I know what to fix. But guys, we're getting into our first map here. It's going to be Corrupt to keep, and we're going to be sticking to Raisy off the bat because you know what? Raisy's using Nyx, just like we saw Kilson yesterday.
I made that point while you're fixing that. That's all right. We're ironing these problems out. Oh, Av3k, he tries to misdirect a little bit, but Raisy didn't even turn around. He didn't bat an eyelid, and he just went in for the frag. Super aggressive.
Yeah, very. But now he's going to be up against Clutch. He's got 15 seconds to go. And his Ghostwalk will be back there. I was just taking a look at chat. That's the LG coming back in. Ghostwalk going to be used, and he's going to create some distance. Gets the heavy armor as well, and if he gets to the teleporter, he might be home safe.
Oh my god.
And he is. He somehow kills Av3k as he comes through with the rocket launcher, picks up Vega, and Raze is off to a strong start. But that's what we expected, right? This is the guy who's been playing non-stop in these weekly cups and winning almost all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, and a rocket to close out the round in about 49 seconds. I mean, he just absolutely annihilated. If that's going to be kind of like a message to us today, what we're going to be getting from Raisy, then that's a way to make a bit of an impact on the tournament. However, a new round, a new day. Av3k got chances to come back in this. Raisy's not going for Nyx. He orbs up to Rocket, gets good position on it early against Av3k, and has also got the heavy equipped.
All right, well, we'll actually look at Av3k a little bit here since he unfortunately did get shut out in that first round with his 0-3 score. Like I said, going to be seeing double Ranger here, and it looks like probably going to be looking for the next pickups to actually be the next little point of contention, though. Raisy's pushing out towards heavy. Looks like he wants to go for the fight here, but Av3k's on the high ground. Dyro comes through. Raisy will get on the high ground, but he actually gets a sick midi onto him, and Av3k might come out the winner of this fight if he can just hit a couple more shots.
There's so much algae at the moment. A rocket's going to land as well. Raisy is being so hard to read in these fights that I'm not surprised that Av3k's struggling at the moment. He's going to have to do something with the AWP. He tries to go in for the Shove Slayer, doesn't make it, and is going to try and position himself away while that shield is going down.
Oh my.
Oh. He'll take the mutual frag. If that means killing Clutch, I mean, every day of the week, you'll be down with that trade. And
now he's at Clutch himself. Shield going to come out. He's going to charge directly into Av3k, who has no way to run from this except hit shots in between that shield being up. And he doesn't get the last shot. Raisy gotta close that out again. We're seeing some insanely fast rounds here, Zoot.
We've seen about 2 minutes worth of action in the first 2 rounds. Raisy, to be honest, Raisy isn't picking the fights like that much more than Av3k is picking them at all. They're both being pretty aggressive at the moment, but Raisy is outfighting Av3k for sure.
Raisy again charging through. He's changing up yet again for the 3rd time. So went from Nyx, went from Ranger. Now he's going to Clutch here against Av3k on his Ranger. And we'll watch Av3k again here to see what he can do. Goes to the teleporter, has the LG out, doing some decent damage, but that stack is insane for Raisy. Av3k's just chipping away at it. He actually might be able to pin this one off, but Raisy gets the better of him again. 70 HP left in the bank. And he's going to have, well, pretty much full HP off the back of this.
I mean, it's just brutal that he didn't even feel the need to pop the shield. He's managed to get something heavy. Now goes in with the everything drill. Got some all-white range on that. Mega health is behind him. Av3k is just in a really dark space at the moment. I mean, I was going to say it's... Sorry, I was going to say it's like almost BM that he didn't use the shield against the Ranger, but it obviously isn't. He's just out-aiming so hard.
Yeah, and this is honestly such a fantastic start. Again, the work that Ray's been putting in is definitely showing off. I think Av3k's been playing a lot of twos with Cypher. I don't know what his practice regime has been coming into this this tournament in particular, but Ray's practice is definitely showing so far. But I don't want to count Av3k out yet. Yeah, he's down 2 rounds. He's down a champion, but it's the first map, and it's the first match of 6 that we have today.
And this is Raisy's keep, as people have basically, well, several people have been calling it for some time. Since his really good performances last year. I think we'll probably get to see something very different going into the next map, which I believe is going to be Blood Covenant. But it's going to actually be impressive if Av3k makes a comeback now.
Yeah, so I knew you were a Clutch main, by the way.
Excuse me?
Because you're starting to sound you're fully roboting out here. It's all good. We don't actually know what it is. It kind of like clears itself up eventually, and I'm sure it'll be fun in a couple seconds.
Let's cross our fingers.
Either way, Raisy still with the champion lead here 2 minutes in. You can see Av3k trying to poise himself over for heavy, which is going to be up in 3 seconds of time, but he backs off and might have been able to get a little bit of ship onto him. This is going to come down to if you can potentially pop the other Clutch's shield and back away without having to use your own, because then you almost have a guaranteed kill.
They've now played more time this round than the last 2 rounds collectively. Fun fact from the Zoo.
Whoever said doing math on air is impossible. But Raisy still has the full control of the map. He's got Mega. He's going to have Heavy in a second as well, which just looks like going to be able to pick up now. He's got 8 seconds on Mega, so either Avic's going to have to do somehow some chip damage onto him or contest this. He's got to look for anything here, and you can see Raisy looks so free, so calm around the map, charges straight into me, forces Avic's shield without even using his own, and gets Mega off the back of that. That's not good.
No, not at all. I mean, this is as good as game over right now. I think Raisy's going to go in for it now. He'll find him through the... looking for a mid-air, or just going to switch over to the mining drill, and that is a very straightforward 5-minute map. 3-0 for Raisy.
That was very decisive.
Yeah.
To be fair, we also had a very decisive match initially yesterday with Cypher's game up against Sparty. Was it 2-0 as well? Sparty did take a couple of rounds here or there. But like I said, it's the first map, not a big deal. It can come into Blood Covenant with a little bit of a different pace of game, maybe. And do you think we're going to see Raisy still sticking to clutch when we get to Blood Covenant after what we mentioned yesterday about not being one of the best maps for him?
I'd flip a coin really to determine that. I think, as you say, Blood Covenant, weakest map for clutch. But I know that Raisy's also one of the best clutches out there, so he might want to keep that tool in his pocket. I just don't want to look silly if he picks something else.
Right, yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're still in the early stages of the patch, right? And we're starting to see, at least in this tournament, with it being so close to the patch being released, people want to play their comfort picks. That's why we saw Killson on a lot of Nyx yesterday and not a lot of clutch necessarily. So maybe in time, we will we will see a little bit of a switch up in what champions are being played.
Right, I'm going to actually just go ahead and get ourselves ready for this one. I'll do a quick reconnect to Mumble in case it clears up anything, who knows. And it'll take me 2 seconds.
All right, well, we should be starting the game up here, guys. We are going on a Blood Covenant, and we'll get to see in just a second what everyone's going to be picking up here for these 2 sides. It's Raisy against Av3k, and again, it's our first match here out of 6. But then again, with what we saw yesterday, if you lose the first 2 matches, there's a good chance you're going to be knocked out.
One of the bad things is also losing any matches 2-0. You want to get those map wins in. It's something that made Sparty suffer from losing 2-0 early on. It meant that later on his chances, even with the planets aligning, wasn't going to work. We are actually going to be getting a clutch. We're going to basically mirror match apart from a Ranger for Av3k and a Nyx for Raisy. But Raisy also going for the Visor, which is good to see. Not going for the Ranger, which I'm very curious about. A lot of people see Ranger as being this direct counter to clutch because you're able to get those the telefrag essentially, or you're able to kind of orb away from that location. Whereas instead, Raisy's replaced that champion with Visor, who's all about information and just straight line speed. So let's see what happens.
Well, speaking of Visor, we're going to be tagging along with a Visor here. I didn't see actually who it was. It's going to be Raisy in our stream. We'll see what he's going to do off the bat. He already knows exactly where Av3k is, so not going to rush over to the Heavy. Going to save the Visor, or the Piercing Sight for a second, just to see where Av3k wants to transition to. And he still has yet to pick up Heavy. It looks like he wants to go for some early damage.
This is sneaky.
He's waiting for. He's baiting rockets.
Sneaky. Oh my god, the damage! He's got a rail. He almost gets the frag straight off of that. He's not going to get it in the end, but the rails keep landing. He could go with a machine gun in a moment, but he's taken so much.
If that follow-up rail landed, that would have been it. That would have been Av3k down his Ranger off the bat. But now Race has actually been able to lose out on Heavy. He's trying to go for Meg at the moment, which it looks like Av3k's going to have to give away. There's no way in hell he's taking that Dire Orb. But he's still on the low ground, and Raisy is just hitting these rails non-stop.
These rails are good. Av3k still doesn't have the rail, I don't believe. He can use the Piercing Sight now and try and track him down, moving to the Heavy armor. Surely Av3k's not going to go for it. That would be suicidal. He actually lands a bit of damage. 82 health left for him. Can't run into a rocket. Very creative start from Raisy. No player has got a frag yet, but Av3k's going to have to be forced into respecting what Raisy's capable of doing.
All right, we'll switch over to Av3k now and see his point of view here, as he kind of is on the back foot again against Raisy so far in our second map. Remember, these are just best of 3 so far today, and then on tomorrow, when we get to the grand finals, it will be a best of 5. We see Raisy already coming straight in from behind him. 10 HP left for Av3k. Heavy's going to be up, but you can't go for Heavy with 10 HP, son. He's going to have to get this one up, and Raisy wants to chase. He's just not hitting these rails.
Av3k, can you get out of here? There's going to be a rail to go for, and Raisy is going to land it. Eventually find all that pressure piling up, and now Raisy's going to have to deal with the clutch. I'm very curious to see what kind of technique he's going to have to counter this.
Probably play high ground like we've seen before. Maybe try to... Well, the thing is, he's obviously playing Visor, so you can't get back up if he is playing low against him. Maybe try to keep that range and keep these rails going, because his accuracy has been pretty damn good so far. I think he's missed about a total of 2 or 3 out of about at least 10 being shot. The Pierce's side is up. Again, waiting for that Mega to respawn back in. He knows exactly where Av3k is, going over towards Heavy. He's going to have the HP pool to play with here against him.
I feel like Av3k could have already made an attack to get the kill when Raisy was at bottom of pillars. I was surprised that he didn't keep the pressure on. And over rail for rail. And actually every time that Av3k is able to return the damage, it's really useful for him. Makes his life a lot easier when he does eventually try to shield push.
There's something I want to point out about Raisy's crosshair placement, which I'll get into in a second. As the shield's going to come in, Av3k trying to charge straight into him. Raisy, still relatively healthy, going to be bounced in the air off the rocket launcher. And he gets to kill Av3k, pushing him away. He has 7 HP left, but you know what? He has some time to heal. The piercing sight will be there for Av3k, but the Mega's going to be up. And Raisy's going to have the HP to work with now. But the thing I wanted to touch on with Raisy right there, with the Visor versus the clutch, his crosshair placement was like so much further out into the middle of that rocket launcher because he knows how fast clutch can be. So he's going to be able to hit that rail a lot easier.
Oh, it's going to surely be a round cleared up.
Round 1 complete.
This is disgusting from Raisy right now. Av3k's got to be feeling the pressure as well. When he's got the clutch, he's got to be thinking, right, this frag onto Visor is surely a dead set. And he's not locking down those kills. He's going to have to think outside the box when playing against Raisy.
It's going to be Visor v Visor, and again, Raisy's going for the challenge. He's got the rail. Av3k's got the heavy armor, and he really has nothing to combat with. He's got the machine gun, yes, but luckily for Av3k, Raisy missed quite a few of those shots. He's going to retreat away, pick up the Mega Health, and now there's a nice 10-second window between the two, so very possible you can turn that first into the second, especially if you get an early frag here. But piercing sights haven't been used out of both players.
Yeah, I was about to say exactly that. It is interesting that neither of them chose to use it. I wonder if they chose to use it at the same time now. We can see Raisy on it.
Yep.
And actually they did roughly at the same time. It doesn't make a huge difference to either player, of course, but I think it's just an interesting observation.
Look at that trade, too. 66 to 67 HP. Like, both equally matched when it came to that battle. So really well done by Av3k to return that fire. And not let that pressure get to him here. And, you know, how would you classify Av3k's style? Because I got to see him a bit at Italy, and there were a couple of moments where it just seemed like he just lost control and kind of like lost faith in his own gameplay.
He's always been seen as kind of like the bulldog in Quake, and having really aggressive plasma, back in Quake Live, of course, and picking fights where you would normally expect to be in position, but it's so spontaneous and so unexpected that Av3k's able to completely control you. But in Quake Champions, I think a lot of playstyles have changed a lot, and it's really about changing the pace and adapting a lot to you know, what the opponent is doing. You can't really control the game quite as much now, and maybe in previous patches you could. But at the moment, it's really changing speeds all the time.
Speaking of changing speeds, Av3k's go in for the chase. He had the piercing side up. He actually delayed his around Raisy's, so allowed him to get some early chip damage in. Again, Mega back up. Heavy being secured for Raisy. And the first slow round we've had, actually, between these two so far at the initial 4.
Ooh. Great initial rail from Raisy. Of course, the damage is returned from Av3k. Raisy's going to be a little careful and move away. Av3k is also going to have his piercing sight up in a moment. Raisy's being quite conservative with his use on that ability. I wonder if Av3k's going to have it up now.
Yeah, both used it. Just cycling between the two to check on that one. Heavy's going to be up, and it looks like Raisy's going to be locked in the corner. It's going to come down to these rail battles. Av3k doesn't have the HP to really survive too many more of it. But he backs away. Raisy took a hell of a lot of damage. Now he's railable.
That was a great shot from Av3k. And considering Raisy failed to land a rail when that would have got him the first kill of the round, Av3k has come back nicely and at least made use of that opportunity.
Again, piercing side up for both players. Av3k going to be using his. Raisy holding on. Quick little 45 damage done, and I think Raisy, yeah, both actually have popped it here, so kind of canceling
It's
each other out.
dangerous.
Funny enough. You know what I call this matchup, by the way?
What's that?
The Visor v Visor. I call it 20/20 vision.
I literally thought you were going to stop at Visor v Visor. I was like, great, that's creative.
You know, I think my puns are slowly getting better. My jokes are getting a little
That was
better.
alright, I was okay. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, you know, it's better than the 1 out of 10 I normally get. Again, Av3k, he's got the piercing side up. Definitely a lot more focus, it seems, for Av3k on these time shards.
Oh, this just could well be a kill for Av3k. He landed a great rocket, but Raisy's just about escaped from the fight. Av3k not wanting to overcommit. We can see there's definitely a lot of respect coming out of the Polish player. He appreciates that Raisy's an expert with these weapons, and holy crap, what a rocket jump there from Av3k, getting position onto the mega health. Raisy doesn't have much to work with. It's surely going to be a frag for Av3k. 59 health left for him, and he drops with the LG, takes the risk, and is finally rewarded. Great
timing too, considering there's a minute left to go in the round. Raisy is switching things up to clutch, and it's up to Av3k to kind of outplay positioning here. He knows that he's directly under him. If you're looking for some early damage, maybe force that shield out. If he actually forces that shield, that would be a major win for Av3k. 80 HP left for him, and that window of forcing the clutch to pop shield and potentially kill you, and then switch to clutch and kill him is slowly dwindling away, as we talked about yesterday.
Again, pressure coming on from Raisy with the shield. He's now going to use the mining drill. Av3k actually dealing with it very well. Snail gun is going to get him the kill. And just to point out, these 2 kills that Av3k has gotten this round is the first since the 2nd round of Corrupted Keep.
Oh, and Raisy just suicides there, realizing there's no way he can come back from it. So Av3k finally getting around to the board here, Zoot. We're starting to see him come alive. But can he continue this pace? That was a very slow kind of a round there, considering the last few we have seen. And it looks like Av3k was more comfortable playing that slower round.
Round 3.
Yeah, I think he's got to realize he can't boss Raisy, you know, put him in a corner and do what he wants with him, so to speak. He's going to have to be very, very smart in his approaches in each of these fights. And Raisy also showing that he's not desperate to run into a fight himself. He's just going to react accordingly to whatever Av3k's doing.
It's a great exit rocket, by the way, from Av3k as he was retreating away. He nailed 100 damage on Raisy, keeping him low on HP, and he's keeping the aggression on above him. He's trying to do some serious work. Rockets raining from the high ground. And it seems like Raisy's just not getting a second to breathe. Av3k's all over him.
He's all over him. Didn't keep a track of where he had gone already. Raisy was quick to move away. He has got the shield if he wants it, and I think Av3k should back off now. Do not want to be caught railable. A zoom rail would kill him. Oh my god, but he actually goes in for the aggression anyway. Gets himself the kill. Raisy's clutch doing nothing, which that's the 2nd time this map. Unusual to say. A great use of the piercing sight. Knows exactly what Raisy's up to. Locks down another rail. Av3k seems alive now in this tournament.
It's those big Polish pierogies he's got attached to his body. That aggression, not afraid of a rail at all. He's up to Raisy's Visor's going to be seeing the Visor v Visor, but again, Raisy's going to be the one sitting behind here in this round. He's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to come back from. And he's already taken a lot of damage here. Av3k is just dancing around these rockets.
Yep, doing a good job with that. Got the heavy machine gun out as well, maximizing his damage output. That's exactly where Raisy is. And he lands a direct rocket. This is really awful for Raisy.
We talked about the bulldog of Av3k, right? And I think we're seeing it like in this round in particular. He's just so aggressive. He's not letting Raisy that second to just kind of, all right, what's my next move? What do I need to do here to get back into this one? Constantly fighting and not afraid of these rails. Because Raisy, I mean, in the first map was all over Av3k, and the entire aggression has switched.
Yeah, that move at the rail gun, it was a high risk, high reward maneuver. And I think he knew exactly that. He's like, if I get the kill on clutch now, I can lock down this round and put myself onto map point. And as we said already, maps, just winning a map, even if you lose a series, very, very important.
All right, so we'll tag along with Raisy now, the man trying to come back into this round. Trying to take the lead back on this map, and he's got his piercing sight up again, as you mentioned, very, very calm with his, and Av3k just used his. Now Raisy's gonna get his own off, and knows exactly where Av3k's gonna be. Hits the rail too, so that's a nice little chunky 100 damage being done. Gonna be happy with that.
He's even picking up all the hourglasses. He's gonna herd Av3k just then. Can't return the rail. Has the heavy though to heal him up a little bit. Now the damage is starting to matter a lot more. One more rail. Av3k lands 4 in a row. He's now on map point moving into the 4th round.
Honestly, didn't expect that, especially with how the first round went for Raisy and how the first map went for Raisy. Gotta credit though to Av3k to not kind of get in his head and keep calm, keep his composure.
Yeah.
Now going into the potentially the final round of the map, gonna be see Av3k on Ranger here, and Raisy gonna be on Clutch. So again, a big another switch up for both these players.
Oh no, this has gone really, really badly to start this round. Oh, he's trying to just keep his LG on him for any extra damage. I was kind of miffed just then that he was so unconcerned about what was going on and just dived straight towards the heavy when he had what was considered more of a mega health spawn. But either way, we're Clutch versus Clutch right now. Oh my god! You know what? That is entirely Raisy's fault because he went through the teleporter
he backed up.
and he tried to back up, but of course he's being chased directly. Like Av3k is right next to him, and he'll take that any day. Very nice.
I think Av3k didn't expect the shield to be back up though for Raisy after that initial skirmish too. Like they both had it in that fight near the teleporter, and that I want to say caught Av3k by surprise a little bit. Either way though, it's gonna be Clutch up against Nyx now, and Raisy hasn't been able to do much with Nyx on this map. That's a perfectly timed ghost walk, by the way.
It was nicely timed, but he could be about to go down if he can land some further damage. Av3k is weak. I think Raisy might want to commit. He's trying to get that extra bit of LG damage. Not this time.
The jumping LG there was pretty sick, not gonna lie. 12 HP left. He's gonna pick up Meg, it looks like. Preemptive little rocket there is gonna maybe stop Raisy from going. But you know what? Av3k's not afraid. He ain't afraid of nothing. Gets the kill, and he's up a champion.
And he's just got his shield back as well. He managed to defend against the Nyx for that brief moment. Problem is, he's been forced to use the shield without having stacked up. And now, yeah, seeing Av3k survive is going to... Oh, if he does survive, it'll be a true wondrous feat.
He's going to have shield again. Those time shards are going to respawn around Mega, I believe. And he's going to pick those up if he can. He's going to see Raisy try to push this one. Now he's going to back away.
He has to drop.
Yeah,
surely he has to drop on him.
He's going for it, but Av3k's just keeping his distance. I like this play. Waiting for the shield to come up. He actually might force the fight here since he has it available. If he can hit the shots.
Ooh. He just did enough damage at the beginning of the fight as the shield was coming up that if he just locked on the lightning gun, any time Av3k wanted to fire out a rocket, he would have been vulnerable for those 20, 30 points of health at once. Oh my god, he's so weak though! 100 damage rocket! Av3k's got to be scared of another direct.
The piercing sight.
Yeah, that was a clutch direct from Raisy. He needed to hit that, and he's just sitting in the blood pool.
Nice timing of the visor as well on the piercing sight. And then just full out aggression. Next, the respawn helps, and he's gonna get, what is it, 70 HP now off of that? 80 HP?
I don't think Av3k realized he was down there. He just ran past, and Raisy was just sat in the blood pool, healing himself up slowly.
Oh, looks like Raisy unfortunately missed that jump. He's gonna be chased up. Av3k gets piercing side up. Av3k is gonna be on cooldown. That piercing side's not gonna matter when you're in close combat like this. He's gonna hit a great midair and a great follow-up shot. Raisy, that was a fight he probably should never have won.
No. There is no way Raisy should have won that fight. He wasn't using piercing sight, not that that mattered, so he couldn't get the great entry damage. But Av3k was just he was just missing. There's no way for me to like beat around the bush. He was just missing.
Oh no! Oh, Raisy's got the rocket launcher too. He's not even gonna need it. That was a great timing there on. I guess that's a great read on spawns. He catches Av3k out. None of the pickups have been secured, and Raisy, that's the start he was looking for here. Because if he wins this round, he wins this match.
Yeah, I think you've always got to be concerned about how you're going to play the start. Always, especially when you're going to go to a rocket launcher spawn, which is just like the focal point in the map. If an enemy's got a clutch and they're going to use it, you just need to like hold on, wait and see what they're going to do, and then make a decision.
Raisy was able to deny Av3k rail for first 35 seconds, as Av3k's finally able to secure that one. He's got the rocket launcher, and again, double shields coming through.
This is the mating procedure.
That's how a new clutch is born, right? But Av3k's gonna get the better of him here with the rocket launcher. But again, 30 seconds on his shield. What's Raisy gonna go for? Nyx. So he switched things up. He's actually right above him here, hoping that Av3k goes for the Mega, because Av3k's the one that picked it up before. Av3k actually doesn't go that direction. Backs away, and Raisy does get Mega, so he's gonna be happy for that, but he's not gonna be as happy as he would have liked to potentially pick up that kill before that shield came up.
Shadows hide me.
Shield's gone down now, so the Ghost will completely catch him by surprise. He went in for a pummel. Raisy, we're going with a Slightly BM shots on this occasion. Machine gun is going to take him down, so Av3k now looking at one more frag to secure him a map. But it's not certain. Even versus a Visor, we've seen what Visor's been doing to clutches lately.
Ooh, that was a great read. Only 17 damage with the rocket, though, and Av3k still wants the chase. Sorry, Raisy wants the chase. He's got Meg, he's got the HP to work with here, and Av3k's going to have his shield up, though, so he's going to have at least that safety barrier. If he can hit these shots, the rocket's going to come through, and Av3k, you know what? He's going to do it. After getting absolutely shut out on Corrupted Keeper, going to that third map.
Very nice. I wasn't expecting to see that, especially after like the sort of third, fourth round on Bloodcombat, and especially after Corrupted Keep, which was a real thrashing. I'm going to update the scores, and we will go to, Blood Run.
28. Wait. 0% rail. Yeah, we got to see it for the last round, unfortunately. I would love to have seen like a culmination of what happened with all their accuracies, because the rail to Raisy on the first map, or sorry, on the second map in the beginning rounds was pretty ridiculous. Either way, like I said, Blood Run coming up, and with how the first map went, I honestly can say I didn't think we'd get that to that point.
Yeah, and it's so important for Av3k to have gotten a map win. It's you want absolutely anything you can get when you could get into those tiebreaker situations, so it's all going to help. Obviously, you want to go for the full series win, especially versus Raisy, who's been considered one of the favorites of the whole tournament.
By the way, guys, since we are waiting for the next match to start up here, keep in mind there's going to be a $100 Steam gift card giveaway in chat. Just make sure to check out the link when it comes in there to enter. As well as, I know, because we're working. And drops are also enabled today. We had a little bit of an error yesterday, but it should be fixed now. So look for any drops that you get in game. And we're getting to our next map here. Av3k against Raisy. Going to be going to Blood Run here, one of my favorite maps. And again, champion picks. Do you have anything in mind we're going to see here? Anything not niche, I guess.
Clutch Nicks, whether or not Raisy goes for Visor or Galena. Maybe he would actually go for Ranger and tell me to sod off. I suspect we'll get a Ranger and a Clutch from Av3k, though. That last pick that I'm not really sure about for him. You can see the Ranger and the Clutches come out. There's Raisy with the Nicks. Who does he want at the end? He is going to go for the Ranger. Fair play. I will sod off then. Av3k, who's he going to go for at the end? Definitely going to have Clutch in mind with this last pick. Can we go with Visor? Visor has been doing all right versus Clutch, which is something that we don't normally expect, but let's see how it plays out now. The match should be starting in a few moments. I still got to put Raisy as a favorite, but maybe Av3k can turn up the heat even more.
Well, we'll find out here. Again, I mean, this group's pretty stacked. We still have Cooler versus Toxic to come up next as our second match.
Oh, what a game.
Yeah, and losing that first map when it's basically play 3 total is never a good position to be in. Looks like we're going to have a Ranger coming out initially here out of Raisy and Av3k, so double Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, Raisy got caught turning around when he's trying to go for Megan. He actually is going to lose that on both pickups, I would imagine.
Oh, we got punked this the Av3k Visor, actually.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. A little bit of an error on the top. Yeah, on the top it said Ranger v Ranger, so.
Yeah, there's a little update time at the moment, and we'll work around it.
It's just to mess with us. I can hear 04 just laughing like, ha, these guys, what idiots.
Raisy's have to be very careful, and that's what he's been doing. But the Mega and Armor did go to Av3k originally, which is gonna, well, with the Visor natural stack, it's gonna make him look really good. So I think Raisy's just slowly working his way around the other important weapons, and waiting to see what Av3k does pending these next major items getting taken.
Well, he just stopped Raisy for at least picking up the armor for now. Don't think he has a way to jump up there. He has no nail gun at the moment either. I think he started off with shotgun. Oh yeah, he definitely started off with shotgun. But he's still protecting it. Mega was secured, I believe, though, by Raisy, and
yep.
I don't know, Av3k kind of put his foot off the gas, trying to get Raisy in a bad position, trying to maybe capture him out off guard. And in the end, it works out against him. Raisy picks up both items. Yeah,
Raisy caught Av3k with a rocket when he was at the stairs that Raisy just moved away from. He hit quite a nice rocket, and I think Av3k was expecting to, like I say, be sneaky and set up a trap himself. It was a really good read from Raisy, and it's transformed now into his control. I do love seeing control changing hands between players without frags happening. Don't ask me why. I just like it. But I'm curious now, can Av3k make it go back his way?
Raisy's still going on the chase, and Avic's got some early chip damage in, though he's low on HP. Raisy knows he has him in a really bad position. Now the nail gun coming through and doing some serious work somehow. Avic trades equally. It actually trades in his favor against Raisy when he was caught out of position. Not bad from Avic there, just to kind of battle it out, aim v aim.
Yeah, he had to take a defensive position just then because he was being chased, and through those small corridors, all he could really do for himself is get that nail gun behind him and try to slow Raisy down. Raisy walked into a lot of damage, and now we have actually seen the control change hands back into Avic's favor.
Again, a very slow-paced round here. 2.5 minutes have gone through. Not that much damage being traded. I mean, it's slow in terms of frags.
Slow in terms of frags, but I really feel like the action and the change of control between the players has been... We could definitely have slower, let's say. But I don't actually know which way the frags are going to go. The way these guys are changing control, anything could happen right now.
Well, Avic's maintain that control for now. Heavy's going to be up. Looks like Avic actually almost hit a nice rail there under Raisy. Still maintain it here. That piercing sight obviously giving him a big advantage when it comes to that. And Raisy trying to be very respectful, very careful of how he does force his attack. Never know actually when the sight comes up. Really hard to deal with that, especially when you're trying to peek a corner.
Raisy gets himself a mega health, so we'll keep some of the overstack on that, but his armor is looking not so great. Oh, Avic misses an important rail shot. Should be landing that every day. There's going to be an equalization in stack, and that rocket splits the difference even more. And it's back over now to Raisy's hands. I think we went from Avic control to Raisy control. He's went into the die roll, 100 damage flat out. Looking for a rail, but he can't quite get the angle. We went from Avic control to Raisy control to Avic control. Now back to Raisy control. Megas has been taken though from Avic, and he hits a brilliant rocket to push him back. Are we now going to get Avic control once again?
Kind of agreeing with chat here. I think we know your fetish now. Talking about control all the time. Avic's going to have a heavy armor. Oh my god. Heavy armor to pick up. And a minute left to go. It actually just might come down to these two champions alone. Raisy's got that die orb, and with how that last fight broke out over towards the secret area, I was surprised that Avic backed into the dire orb. Like, he actually backed up into it, and he could have easily been taken down from that, but I don't think Raisy took the bait there.
I think if Raisy reacted a bit faster to the damage, he probably could have actually gotten the chase to work on his side. But it's almost as if he was surprised that he landed all that damage. We do indeed have the 5th turn of control.
Stopwatch.
Yeah,
I am going to keep talking about it no matter what you say.
It's fine. You do you, man. He's had it for the last minute. Doesn't have a lot of rockets to use, though. He's got to be very careful here. I think Raisy knows. He's definitely around the corner. Comes in with the LG.
What a rocket. That was a flick rocket, because he did a bit of a double take there. We're going to be getting sudden death in the first round of Blood Run. And it's been a fascinating round so far. I'm wildly curious who is going to be getting this first frag. He's actually going to go die rolled up to the top, but he's trapped in this little area. He needs to drop somehow. Avic does drop down the bounce pad area, and Raisy just wants to get away a little bit.
Oh.
Rail shot. Ooh. If that was a zoom shot I didn't see from Avic's point of view, that could have been the kill.
It was a skill, but it wasn't. There's no way it's going to be 100. It's actually 2 rails he did unfortunately miss in that little skirmish. That could have given him this first round. Maybe we'll have our first like 15-minute, you know, sudden death round.
But this would be a really good 15-minute sudden death round if we had it, because it's honestly this is top level Quake in terms of the control. They are playing mind games, and they clearly care a lot about who's winning this opening round on the tiebreaker map.
Ooh, that was a great shot, Avic. Looks like Raisy didn't get away in time through the teleporter and took 80 damage to the face. And Avic's had the control for the last minute and a half. Yeah, definitely has had the control for the last minute and a half, even with Raisy trying to position himself for these pickups.
Uh-oh, this is bad for Raisy. Avic doesn't commit to that at all. Like, no initial shot lands.
Oh my lord!
What a way to end the round there! Oh, just walks into the nail gun after all the work he had done just there. All the changes in control eventually lead Avic to the winning formula, but Raisy's got to feel gutted that he ended the round in such a anticlimactic way.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes too for that one. And Raisy gets killed through the teleporter there. Avic's gonna die through the teleporter. Switch over to Clutch himself. He's got the shield advantage. Can he get the position advantage? Hearing Heavy just being taken. Mega's on it for 15 seconds. And that 15 seconds is going to buy time for Raisy to get his shield up.
6.5 minutes to 6.5 seconds for a kill. Nice.
Stopwatch.
Raisy actually wasn't able to pick up any time shards. I think they were already the ones he did get. Obviously haven't respawned back in. And now Av3k, he's got mega health and he's got mega armor. So again, the control out of, let's just say out of like the last 5 minutes, he's had about 3.5, 4 minutes of the control himself. I don't know if you'd agree with that.
What, Av3k to have
Yeah.
that much?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He's had loads of control lately. He had the bulk of it really in the first round.
Stopwatch.
But Raisy is playing a slow, patient game. He's still collecting the weapons that he wants. Getting the rail now will help with a long-range game. He should know exactly where each other is. There was a rocket actually.
Yeah, neither of them going to trade any damage there. If I was Raisy, I'd be a little bit scared to be in that area, but luckily for him, Av3k doesn't have the nail gun this time. Not yet. I mean, your health going to be up again. Av3k, he has control, and you know, if you're Raisy in the situation, Zoo, how do you kind of get back into this one?
Well, I can't even get into Raisy's mind because who knows what's going on up there. But he's actually, a door just opened for him that Av3k gave. That was an item coming up. He needs to poke away at that long-range damage, but he's been using the rocket launcher in strange circumstances when I'd maybe expect the rail to be used. But anyway, they're going to fire over Mega, it seems.
Oh!
Pummel comes out, there's the nail gun.
He got a pummel through the shield, by the way, Av3k did. So he got a nice little extra 75 damage done there. Should have the advantage in this one. And somehow Raisy pushes through, stays strong, even with the 75 initial damage being done to him and without the items being picked up in his favor, picks up the kill. Now Av3k's down to his last champion.
I think there is something that's happening with Clutch at the moment. So if Clutch is stepping forward with the shield up, I believe you can pummel him. I might be wrong on that explanation, but that's what I've been hearing. He's going to chase through this. Surely going to be a frag for him. The Direwolf's been used, but the rocket's
Oh my god.
Unreal that Av3k survives that encounter. I think Raisy was too thick to get through that door for him.
Raisy just missed like 2 or 3 rockets at the end and actually almost cost him his own life. He had 5 HP left. That could have been a big turning point here for Av3k, but unfortunately, I guess he didn't really realize how much damage or how much health Raisy did have left. But again, back to the control. 4 seconds on Mega. Raisy's going to have to give this up for now, or will he? The timing must have been a little bit off out of Av3k. And Raisy escapes with Mega in his life.
I believe Av3k did want to chase somehow. That Dire Orb was used to get closer to him, but he wasn't really able to get close like he wanted. That's a nice 100 damage rail from Raisy. He's got the shield back up. Now Av3k's going to have to be super smart, and he's going to have to do something within the next 40 to 60 seconds.
He's going to at least go over to Heavy. That was a great mid-air out of Raisy. Gonna go for the challenge here, gonna go for the finish, and Av3k gets the better of him, juggles him in the air, and maybe this is the time for Av3k now to get back in this round. He still has to find another champion, and it's gonna be Nyx. There's a minute and 20 left to go, so if Raisy can kind of play the slow game here and play for the victory and not play for the loss, as some might say, then he should be able to keep his distance in time. Oh, he had to use the Ghost Walk to escape that.
Yeah, that could have been a lot of damage coming out. We need a sign on that hallway, say beware of nail gun or something like that, because people are just walking into enormous amounts of damage. That frag before that Av3k got, I really feel that Raisy, after hitting that nice mid-air, was like, I'm doing loads of damage to him, let's move in for the kill. I think even if he was hitting better LG or mining drill, he would still have gone down in that instance. He should have backed off away to some health levels.
Well, Raisy was able to pick up 5 time shards here. 40 seconds to go. Av3k's gonna have to go for the chase somehow and force this Ghost Walk to be used prior to that 250 mark, or sorry, 450 mark. But Raisy, he's stacked back up. 100 health, 75 armor. I don't think Av3k's gonna be able to do this. It's gonna be very difficult. He has to catch Raisy off guard, and that window that he has to do that is just completely diminishing.
I mean, he's just used the Dire Orb purely for control, so it's gonna be really hard for him to get close to Raisy, let alone even find him. Raisy heard exactly where he's coming from. Moved away accordingly. Needs to find him in 5 seconds time, otherwise that Ghost Walk's gonna be used. I think he locked him down over that area, but Ghost Walk, you just saw the cloud of smoke. That is going to be a tying round here.
Prepare to fight.
All right, going to round 3 here.
Round begins in
Winner, this one will be on
3,
map and match point.
2, 1.
And again, after how that first map did go, Corrupted Keep, I never would have thought Av3k would be able to get back into this one, but he did it on Blood Covenant. And he might be able to do it here again. Dire Abuse to just gain position on the mid ground. Omega will be secured out of Raisy on the clutch. But that shield's gonna be down for another 20 seconds of time. That's a good rail. That's like a stay away from me, you're not gonna kill me right now until my shield gets back up rail.
It was quite annoying for Av3k because he has to be really careful of the angles because, again, you're so vulnerable on that sub 100 HP. He can't go through on that. He's absolutely mad for going through on it. He's got the shield up as well. Easy kill for Raisy. There's no way Av3k should have been thinking that that was, you know, a good idea. Raisy was all over it. And now it's going to be clutch versus clutch. And Raisy's taking a lot of hourglasses. Yeah, getting his shield back up at 5.
He got 5 those time shards, so
loads.
Av3k's gotta expect him to have the shield back up now too. Just look at the stack. I mean, Raisy has in terms of, like, he has every weapon he needs. I don't know why I don't understand the smiley face, but Raisy's shield has been popped. Av3k's gonna have to respond in kind. Already ate 100 damage rocket. That Mind Drill doing work yet again. LG comes out, and Raisy's gonna secure another frag and put himself one more champion closer to being on match point.
It was like he was charging up that lightning gun or something. He kind of didn't use it at all, and then just as the shield was starting to wear out, he spams it, and Av3k disintegrates.
I didn't actually catch how much ammo he had for the LG. Maybe that was a factor in it. Oh, that 100 damage rocket in the rail!
Oh my god.
That's dirty.
That hurts. That hurts a lot.
You know, that was a very clean combo kill right there. Almost as clean, if not cleaner, than Soylent. Make sure to check that out if you guys are in the US. Under the video feed, there's actually a discount code in there, so make sure to check that out.
10 out of 10. Raisy, he's pushing a little bit. There's going to be a heavy. Oh, he's trolling for the minute, but the ledge gets in the way. We're going to get another item from Av3k. Can he land some of the damage that he's looking for? Not going to be possible, but I would expect a refrag now, as we can see Clutch is in the picture.
Only has a shotgun to work with, though. 15-second of a window. And Raisy's just keeping his distance. I think Raisy's just playing so smart now, too. Using that sound to his advantage. Just kind of try to stay away from Av3k until he has an opportunity to fight. He's still going to be down in stack at the moment. Oh, let's watch that from Av3k's point of view. Raisy just like went to the teleport the exact same moment Av3k went through to see him.
Yeah, I saw it from Raisy's point of view, and it was like mind reading there.
But he's got a shield up. It's just he doesn't have the stack here, but he still has the kill lead, so kind of advantages for both players.
He wants to get the early damage in the fight. He wants to get that first 100 damage rocket, or even 100 damage rail would be nice, and then, you know, at least tie up his chances getting a frag. And actually slowly picking up these light armors, it's a relatively risk-free strategy for him. It takes up time, but Raisy's more than happy to work with the clock, considering he has got an advantage in this round.
Coming to the teleporter, Raisy immediately tries to back away from this one. Get him in blood pools. Gonna be healed back to full HP.
Hey, they're useful now. This patch, they make less noise when you sit in them, so you can kind of hear your surroundings a bit better. It's good to use.
So what's Raisy's game plan here? I know you said earlier you can't get into the mind of Raisy, but I mean, he doesn't need to get another kill, but he's also not trying to force really anything at the moment. He's giving up a lot of these power-ups.
It's kind of waiting for moments like that, but where he's trying to get the damage for free. That's perfect for him. That works really, really well, because he's kind of tied up the stacks at the moment. That rail beforehand, even though his exchange is nice, and now he's happy to stand his ground. Shield has to come out from Av3k. He's moved on to heavy, but it's not up for a while. And now Av3k is on the run. And Raisy can do whatever he pleases.
Oh, and the blood pool. It's actually a good rocket out of Av3k. Problem is, he's lost control of heavy, he's lost control of Mega, and now Raisy, who's been just waiting, plotting his time for the next fight, comes out the better of this one. He's still on the chase. He still has his shield up, and Av3k, I don't know how he's going to escape this one. There's just no chance. And now he's down to his last champion, and his last chance here in this match.
Yeah, that's it. Staring down the barrel of the gun. Visor is going to have to do great things for him. He has got the rocket, and that's piercing side just finished being used. He lands a bit of damage. There's a direct rocket upwards. Av3k does hit tons, but the rocket dropping down. Av3k dies. That's going to be 3-1, securing Raisy the first match victory of the day.
Well done. Actually, some good play out of Av3k too. Considering he did lose the first map so heavily, he definitely came back in the second. And even third, he didn't look too bad at all. But Raisy, the guy who's been grinding it out nonstop, week in and week out, winning basically every online tournament there ever is going to be able to pick up his first victory here and get one step closer to make it through to Sunday's games in the playoffs. Keep in mind, first place puts you through into semifinals. Second, third place puts you into the quarterfinals. And not to mention, first place does secure you a minimum of $250. So not a bad start for him.
We have got